Hey guys, so I just want to make a very quick video. It won't be too quick, I'm actually going to go pretty in depth. So I don't know why I said that. But anyway, so this morning we all sadly got the very sad news that Sir Christopher Lee apparently died a few days ago at the age of 93, which is not a bad number to die on. I mean, not a lot of people get to see the, get to see be themselves being 93. I always felt bad for Christopher Lee, knowing that two of his best friends died, almost 20 years ago. Meaning being Peter Cushing and Vincent Price, both of which died, I believe. I think they both died in the early 90s. So, late 80s, early 90s. So I know those two were his best friends, his two biggest companions, and I felt pretty bad that, knowing that he spent the last at least 20 years without them. But unlike those two, actually Peter Cushing did somewhat take care of himself a lot better than Vincent Price. But I think all the actors think Christopher Lee never really smoked or drank or anything like that compared to the other two guys. I know Vincent Price was very much a chain smoker and stuff like that. But anyway, moving along from that, so yes, we did sadly find out that he apparently went over to the hospital over the weekend. He was having issues with breathing problems and issues with his heart, and apparently it was enough that basically it was his time. So, so in today's video, I just wanted to say the sad news. He's one of my beloved favorite actors of all time. I am going to be, like many people are, today's a very sad day. So, so I just wanted to go through. I also wanted to show off some of my collection as well. I do have some of his films. I don't have a lot of his films. Of course, being a huge veteran actor, he has done hundreds of roles. And I actually forgot one. I just realized that. Now where did I throw it? Oh, it's buried. Damn it. Well, I'll talk about it. But anyway, so of course for the most recent generation, he's been famous for playing Saruman in Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, stuff like that. I do have all those on Blu-ray. Also, he was, for the most recent generation, he's also famous for playing Count Dooku in the Star Wars prequel series. And I thought both roles he nailed perfectly. I thought he did an excellent job. And then, of course, going along through some of the more classic stuff that he's famous for, like Dracula, and also worked with Frankenstein as well with the Hammer films with Peter Cushing. So I do have some of those. I have the horror Dracula's Risen from the Grave, and then I believe The Curse of Frankenstein was the first one that he was in, where he actually played Frankenstein's monster. So that's pretty cool. And then, of course, I have Christopher Lee in Dracula, Prince of Darkness, and then that's it for that one. And then, of course, he was also in Taste the Blood of Dracula. And most of those Peter Cushing was in as well. And then I also have The Mummy. This is the Hammer film version where Christopher Lee plays the Mummy, and Peter Cushing plays, who's he play? Archaeologist John Banning. Okay, so, but I thought that was pretty cool. Here's another one where Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing did many roles together. Horror Express, here's another one I have of theirs. Awesome film. And this is a double feature, but the one I'm going to talk about is Dark Places. Christopher Lee played in that. Of course, Horror Express you saw I have right here. This is actually a better copy version anyway, better transfer. I don't think I've seen that one. At least I don't think I have. But I'll have to check it out this October, definitely. Here's one of his recent horror movies he did back in 2010, 2011. He played a minor role in, I think it's pronounced The Resident. So, one of the most recent one. And it is a Hammer film as well. The Wicker Man, he was in that one. This is his version. I do have the Nick Cage remake as well, but I do have his version as well. And of course, he was also known from Tim Burton as one of his favorite actors as well. So I know Tim Burton had him in a lot of his movies. Sleepy Hollow, he played a judge. In Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I believe he played the dentist, if I remember correctly, if that's the right film. I don't remember if he was in Edward Scissorhands. I don't remember about that. He did some voice acting. It wasn't, I don't believe he was in The Nightmare Before Christmas, but it was the other one that came after that. I can't remember the name of it. I haven't seen it. I don't own it. And of course, Christopher Lee has also been famous for his music, in particular his metal work. From my understanding, I think he released a new album this year, if I'm not mistaken. It's hard to believe that I remember watching a interview. I think it was back in the 80s, 70s or 80s, and I remember he was saying that one of his dreams in life was not actually to become an actor. It was become a musician or a vocalist, as it were, and he nailed it later on in life. So definitely. So that's just some of the films I have. Of course, he has done many, many more. One of the things I wanted to grab was, I do have I think it's a Mill Creek Sherlock Holmes collection, and he did a couple short miniseries of Sherlock Holmes back in the 30s and 40s. So, and of course, there's another one I forgot, which I know I have in storage. In the 90s, he did another Sherlock Holmes miniseries too. And I thought he was really good in that. And of course, Peter Cushing did that too back in the 60s. And then, I should grab it. I'll show it here. I know I have it. At least I think I do. Well, I have it, but I mean, I'm not sure if yeah, here it is. I forgot all about this one. But I do have, once again, with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, The Hound of the Baskervilles. So, awesome, awesome movie. So, this was another very good one. I mean, like I said, I definitely enjoyed Christopher Lee. He was always very professional. The one thing I'm going to miss the most is I've actually been subscribed to his YouTube channel for a few years now. You know, every Christmas and New Year, he'll always go through, he'll make a video saying, Happy Merry Christmas and Happy New Year and stuff like that, and talk about what's going on in his life. And we're sadly going to miss this year because he's not going to be with us, so I'm going to miss that. Another thing I was really hoping they were going to do before he died is Christopher Lee, obviously for being 93 years old, he has certainly seen a lot of things in his lifetime. And I remember watching behind the scenes of both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and many other things, is he is very famous for being a very heavy talker, meaning he loves to tell stories. And one of the things I was kind of hoping maybe they would do is maybe do a whole documentary or something talking about many of the things that happened in his lifetime through his words. It would have been very interesting, because from what I understand, he could talk for hours nonstop, and people didn't want to stop him because they really enjoyed his stories. He was a very, very good storyteller. I know he fought during World War II, if I'm not mistaken, and of course he did many other things as well throughout his life. But sadly he is gone. But 93 years old is definitely not too shabby. I hope I make it to 93. So I don't know. But and of course he's also famous for being very tall. I believe he was 6'4", 6'5", right around there. He was very, very tall. But I am definitely the happy part for me is knowing that I don't have all of his films. So there's many, many more material of him that I need to see. So I definitely need to obtain. But yes, today is a very, very sad day. But I just wanted to do a quick video on it. So thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, like I said, we are sad to say that Sir Christopher Lee, because he was knighted, passed away. But at the end, he had a really, really good life. If I'm not mistaken, his wife is still alive. That's the other thing. I think he was another one of those actors that kept his personal life personal, and I think he's been married to his his first wife. He never got divorced or anything. I think they've been together for at least almost well over 50 years. So I think they've been married since like the late 40s, early 50s, something like that. And she's still alive. I think she's in her early 90s, like 90, 91. So, which is amazing too. Because I know people, I do know some older people that are living in their 90s and their spouse has been dead for 10 or 15 years. So it's pretty amazing that not only was he still alive, but his wife was also still alive too. So okay, guys, well, thank you for watching. And like I said, sad day today, but I might watch a Christopher Lee movie today. But sadly, most of the stuff is all horror, and I only watch horror stuff. Well, I guess I'm kind of lying, because I'm actually watching The Pyramid right now. It's a really good movie. But most of the time, maybe today I'll make an exception. I'll watch a Christopher Lee film. Maybe, I think I want to watch the Sherlock Holmes ones again. Those were really good. I might watch those. Yeah, I do have some of his films, but I don't have a lot of his films. So I'll definitely have to work on that in the future. And this Halloween is going to be a little more, I should say this October in general, is going to be a little bit more depressing for me, because I have to watch all of his Dracula films every beginning of October, and it's going to be kind of sad this year knowing that he's no longer with us. That was kind of like the neat part about, I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 years now, where I do a marathon of his films. And I always thought in the back of my head it was kind of neat knowing, hey, he's still alive, he's still making movies, he's still acting, he's still doing music work, and this year I'm going to have to face it up and say, hey, he's no longer with us, but what can you do? But I had to make a video on this guy, guys, because he is definitely one of my favorite actors of all time, very professional, and just, he knew how to play roles. He was a very, very good actor. And I'm very, the one thing I will say is I'm happy now that he will be happy that he will be with, his 2 other friends that have sadly passed on many years ago, meaning, Peter Cushing and Vincent Price. So hopefully they're having tea or something together in heaven or something right now. That'd be kind of cool. But I know he has missed them for a long time. I know him and Peter Cushing especially were very, very close. So okay, guys, I think I gabbled on long enough, so thanks for watching, and yeah, see you guys later. Bye.